So my name is Jennifer Bond, and this is my ECP1. For this project, I chose to do a photo light sensor, which acts really as mostly a nightlight. Let's go ahead and go through the parts that were needed to create this circuit. The first is our 9-volt battery source right here. Of course, I have my LED, 4 resistors, I have a photoresistor, and of course my op amp in the middle. So in order to understand how this circuit really works, we'll have to talk a little bit about what an op amp does and how it works. So an op amp has 2 inputs and 1 output, and really what happens is it takes the difference between the 2 inputs that come into the op amp and takes that difference and multiplies it by a scale factor, and that amplification comes out of the output. So the other thing we'll have to talk about is how this photoresistor works. So this photoresistor is really just a variable resistor in sorts. Depending on the light intensity, the value of this resistance will change. So a higher light intensity will cause a lower resistance of this photoresistor. And if we think about how this is attached to our circuit, for my circuit I have, for the first input, a photoresistor connected in series with a regular resistor, and for the other input, the other branches, 2 resistors in series. So depending on the value of this photoresistor, we can determine the difference between the 2 inputs. So if this photoresistor's resistance is very low, then the difference between the 2 inputs going into the op amp will also be low. That low difference input will cause a low output voltage, and the low output voltage, which is right here coming out of this pin here, will result in a low output voltage going into my LED, which means my LED won't turn on. Conversely, if this photoresistance is high, then the difference between the 2 inputs going into the op amp will also be high, causing a high output voltage coming out. Yes? And so we know the relationship between light intensity and the resistance. So a high resistance in our photoresistor means that the lights will be off. So let's see how this circuit works. Now with the light on, you can see our LED is just barely lit, and if I were to go turn the lights off, you can see how the LED turns on and off. If I cover the light to the LED, it'll turn on, and if I let the light intensity hit it, the lights will turn off.